Hey guys, what's up? It's Harley and I'm here today with my April TBR. This month is the Orilium Magical Readathon and my character Auryn is in her final year at Orilium Academy. This means she will be graduating. We do have plans for her for after graduation. Me and my friend talked about it because we're not really ready to give them up. So the plan is to continue on with them. But we'll see what G throws at us for graduating. Like maybe she has plans of her own, I don't know. But we have plans in case it's just make your own character or do whatever. So we're going to discuss my character's calling and the books that she needs to read in order to complete the spring equinox portion of her classes. What me and my friend have done is we have like a main calling and then we kind of pick like a additional calling to go with it. So if classes line up, like both of them have alchemy as a class, instead of reading two different books for the same alchemy prompt, just read the one book, it counts, and then any additional classes add on to our book total. So for my character Auryn, she's doing the Masters of Elements calling and she's been doing it for all 4 years now. And each year I focus on like a different element. So this last year is fire, which is always funny because it always seems like one of the prompts like lines up with that. But her side calling is going to be Hearthkeeper because I feel like that fits her character and her backstory that I've got going on. So we're going to discuss all the books for both of them. So for Auryn to pass both of them, she has to read 8 books total for the spring equinox. So 6 of them are for the Master of Elements calling, and then she has 2 additional ones for the Hearthkeeper that are outside of the ones that line up with the other one. So I'm going to go down a little list I have, and the first book is for Hearthkeeper. The first 2 are going to be for that one. But the first class is Alchemy, and for Alchemy it is a book with all capitals book title. So the title of the book has to be in all caps. And for that one, I decided to go with Powerless by Elsie Silver. This is the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. This is a series that I have previously started. I have read books 1 and 2. So I would like to continue on, get another book off the TBR, all good things. So this one is a cowboy romance, but I don't think anybody's a cowboy in this one. I think it's about the hockey player. They have a friend / sort of brother that is a hockey player. And I'm pretty sure, yep, he's a hockey heartthrob. And then the girl is named Sloane. And I don't remember if we met her before, but yeah, so it says he's the man she's secretly been in love with all her life. So that's about all I know about this one, but I'm excited to get into this. So this is book 1. Now, book 2 I'm very excited about because I read book 1 of this series in March. So this is for Spells and Incantations, and it is Word from Your Last Book title. And when I had looked at my TBR, this was one of the books that I was currently in the middle of. So I picked the word from that, and it lined up perfectly because every book in the series shares a word, and that is Beautifully Broken Life by Catherine Cowles. This is book 2 in the Sutter Lake series. I read book 1, which is Beautifully Broken Pieces, and I really enjoyed that one. I listened to it and I followed along in the book because I had the book, but I really enjoyed it and I liked flipping along while listening when things got intense. So I'm very excited to continue this series. This one is about one of the girls that the character from book 1 works with, and she's kind of mysterious. They don't overly know much about her, and she's kind of quiet and shy. And then it's about the girl from book 1, her friend Liam. He is a country singer. He's some kind of musician. I'm not entirely sure if he's a country singer, but at the end of the book, he wanted to come hide out with her. So he has reasons for hiding, but that is their romance. I'm very excited about this one. So now all the prompts are going to be for Auryn's main calling of Master of Elements, and the first one is for Elemental Studies, which is fruit on the cover, which this was surprisingly a lot harder than I thought. I could only come up with 2 books, and I kind of wanted one that had an audiobook again, because, you know, just to help out during the month. You know, gotta do what you gotta do. But I have A Duchess a Day by Charis Michaels. I don't know if that's how you say her name, but that's how I'm saying it. And it is from the, I guess, Awakened by a Kiss series. But it's like fairy tale inspired. So basically she looks like Snow White kind of, and I assume he's the huntsman, you know. But this is a historical romance. The cover is pretty, and she's holding an apple, if you can see that. So there's my fruit. So this is the next book on our TBR. Then we have Shapeshifting, which for that one it is dragons in the title, on the cover, or in the story somewhere. And I just happened to get this book in March, and it is Firebird by Juliet Cross. This is the Fairy Loot edition, which is super pretty. I mean, like, stunning. But I was like, oh, that's appropriate timing. There's a dragon right there. The main guy, I guess, is a dragon shifter. There's some romance going on. But this book is, like, inspired by ancient Rome. That's pretty much all I know about this one. But I decided to pick this one up for that prompt. The next class is Animal Studies, and for that is to steal a book from another TBR. So for this one, I stole a book from my friend Victoria's TBR, and I took Tattered Stars by Catherine Cowles, another Catherine Cowles book. Yes, I really enjoyed that one, so I'm just ready to dive into every book she's ever written, okay? But that is the first book in the Tattered and Torn series. I don't know anything about this one, except it is a romance and there's suspense, because like all of her books have that. But I'm very excited to read this one and to read it with Victoria. The next class is Astronomy, and for that one it was Color Wheel. So you had to use a color wheel and pick a random color, and I got cyan, and apparently that looks something sort of like this one. So I went with To Sir Philip with Love by Julia Quinn. This is the 5th book, I believe, the 5th book in the Bridgerton series. This is the Illumicrate edition, which, once again, stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. So I have read the first 4 in preparation of catching up with the show. And so now I'm on the 5th book, which is Eloise's story, and I'm very interested to see how that goes. So I was like, yes, pick this one up. The next class is Conjuration, and for this it was to use a random country generator and then read a book from, I said that wrong, to read a book from an author that's from that country. So the author has to be from whatever country you get. I did this a couple times, and I got the most random places that like I had never even heard of. And every time I like would look up authors from this place, it'd give me somebody, and I'd look them up, and they were either from the US or Canada. So that wasn't working out for me. So what I decided to do was look at my shelves, see where, if I had any books from like foreign authors. And the one I ended up going with is The Forgotten Book by Child Glacier. I'm telling you, I'm butchering her name every single time I say it. But I read her other book, The Book Jumper, also in March. Wow. But I decided to pick this one up because it looks similar to it and has sort of a similar premise. This one, I think she can write in a book, and anything she writes comes true. So that sounds intriguing, but this was translated from German, so she is a German author. And the last class that I need to complete in order to finish the spring equinox is Restoration, and that is a book with a 4+ star rating. And for that, I'm going to read Of Green. Every time I say the name of this book, I say it backwards. Of Gold and Greed by Chanda Han. And this is, okay, it says right here, thank God, book 6 in the Daughters of Evil series. And funnily enough, I think me and Victoria, who I'm buddying reading this one with too, we have read like one of these for like every single Orilium Readathon pretty much, which is funny. But yeah, this one is book 6 in the Daughters of Evil series. Daughters of Evil is kind of like a fairy tale-ish retelling. There's this Lady Evil, and she has these adopted daughters, and she's train them in her evil, wicked ways to kind of take down the surrounding kingdoms. But each one has ended up finding a happily ever after. I think she has different motives than she's letting everyone believe. And I think she wants them to find their happily ever afters. But this one is, I believe, it's supposed to be a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, which would make sense with the gold. But also you can see it's like a battle axe, like kind of Viking-esque. So I know, doesn't Rhiannon, I think, yeah, I was like looking at her name, I'm like, why does it look so weird? They always call her Rhi. But yeah, she's like good with not enchantments, but like good with working in the armory and stuff. I believe that's what she was doing. She was working in the armory. But yeah, her gift of alchemy. But I don't really know much about her. The last 3 books, they're kind of mysterious, the retellings. So I'm intrigued to see what happens in this one. And once again, to get another book off my TBR and work towards completing a series. So this is all the books that I'm going to be reading for the Orilium Spring Equinox. And I'm very excited to get into these. And of course, somebody started squeaking her little donut. But yes, this is our lineup for April. Hopefully there's some good reads. Hopefully we get some 5 stars. If you're participating in this readathon, let me know what your calling is, because I'd be very interested to see. But that's all I have for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.